Okay. Are we live, ladies and gentlemen? 5 rounds in the. No, I'm just joking. Okay, that's not it. This is your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader. We are not 5 rounds in anything. That was just a joke. So basically, guys, I'm not really looking to take any trades today. And yeah, so I'm just going to do this little YouTube live video because we've been doing them. I'm just going to keep it up. This is kind of a turnaround area for NASDAQ. It's just so hard to trade against this momentum. There's no news today. It's overbought on multiple time frames. On all the time frames, it's overbought. I mean, we could. The only thing to do here is just basically as a Hail Mary, is just try this. It's just to try to short it now. And there is no news today, so look at the stop loss. Why does it do it automatically generate the stop loss that damn long? That's crazy. But it would be, that long, and we'd want it to come back down to at least there to clear that out. We just don't know where the top is, guys. So let's just do this. Let's see if we can't scalp, and let's see if we can't find a runner. So I mean, that would be our strategy right there. We're overbought. Look, guys, we're about to just enter right here because look, it's taking out liquidity. It's overbought. It's right there. So I'm just going to do it. Where's NASDAQ? Why is it not tripled up? There it is. All right, guys, I'm selling right there. Oh, we're going to do the scalping strategy. There is no news today. So let's just see if we can. Let's just clear this template out. Okay, new template. Get all the old lines off there. Let's see if we can't bust some scalps today. And see if we can't find a runner. Okay, so my first position is at 1%. A hair less, 0.9%. Okay, sorry, check it out, guys. Let me get on the Discords. And see if anyone wants to join in on us. So let's come here. And let's go here and go to let's see. Who else we got? We got the apes. We got those guys, those guys. That's fine. That's good enough. Okay. So our overall big strategy also works on smaller time frames. So let me minimize this. Okay, so we got 2 people on here. What's up, 2 people? Thank you guys very much for joining in. So look, check it out, guys. I would love to short NASDAQ. And the only way to do this is to see if we can find some scalps. I just entered a trade just now. Our overall bigger strategy, my bigger strategy also works on smaller time frames. I mean, it's really all about the fibs. And so if you can see, I pulled a fib top to bottom right here. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this because that's where I entered, but I already know where I entered. I entered right below 78.6. It's not, again, I should have waited maybe a little bit longer, but I'm seeing it overbought on the RSI. And, yeah, so we're just, again, we're scalping, so I don't have a large stop loss. I'm not super worried about it. If we come down to the 1 minute, we're up. So we're overbought on all of the time frames. And let me explain to you guys, if you haven't traded with me before, what the strategy looks like. My strategy, and primarily on like the 1 and 2 hour time frame, but then you come down to the smaller time frames to really catch the good entry. So my time frame is you find a fib zone like this, for example. Okay, now we know that there has been liquidity built up on the top, and we see this right here as a double bottom, right? So we know that there's liquidity on the top and the bottom. Now technically this took out that, but I mean we're only within a couple pips. So basically for me that's still a double bottom. Okay, just like this would be a double top, triple top, whatever. So within the strategy, I want to draw the fib top to bottom like we did. I love to see this. I should have used the red arrow. This is what I want to see. I want to see it come down. I want to see this consolidation like it's doing, which is setting up liquidity on both sides. Okay, it came down and gave us a double bottom. After it sets the double bottom, we know that the next target is this target. Okay, so then there it is right there. Come and take out the target. NASDAQ loves the 88.6. Okay, so did I get in the trade a little bit early? Yes, I did. Maybe I'll be in a little bit of drawdown, but when you're scalping this small of pips, I mean, it is what it is. So we want to see it come up and pop this area, but we want to see it hold this as resistance. So that's what it's doing now. Now, once it does that and takes out all these people, we know that the next target would be this double bottom. So this is what I'm looking for, and at least to there. So if we come back then a little bit, this is on a 5 minute, we come out just a bit, what can we see then? Okay, we see there's these bottoms. We see there's these bottoms, and these bottoms. All right. So there's going to be our immediate target. If after we take this out, we're going to close this area here for profit, and then we're going to leave runners. On the scalping strategy, I don't know why I did that. On the scalping strategy, we're not really looking to hold the big position for bangers. All right, we need to be in, we need to take some of our profit, and we need to see what's up and get out, right? If we look on the higher time frame, let's go to the hour just so we have a picture of where we really want to go is down here. And we see this gigantic push off. And there's those two little marks that I made before. So do I think it's going to get all the way down there right now? Probably not. But it could come down here and hit this 236, which is the bottom of this, find support. We do see an order block sitting right here. So we start to shave out and we start to look for re-entries around here to go with momentum. Okay. This, again, if you look on a higher time frame, this is the double top right there. So we're playing the double top. We're playing a sell off of the double top, which is not really my favorite thing to do when you have this sort of momentum going up. I am willing to take the risk now on a sniper type strategy because I'm not risking. You know, normally your stop loss would be way up here, right? Way up here at the 10%. But I'm not willing to take that kind of a stop loss on something going against this strong against momentum. So if I am going to trade and I am going to try to find shorts, I want to do it on a sniper scalping type of strategy. Okay, so that I'm not having huge risk. So there's the top where our sell is, which are 88, 78.6. Again, I told you I entered just a bit early. It's okay. It's only like a couple pips. Sorry. This is our sell zone. Okay. So as you can see now, this is a better sell. Now we are more overbought on the RSI. Let's come down to the 1 minute and we would be now divergent. See the top here, higher. We have the next top, which is now technically lower. We are divergent. So this would be the prime entry right about now, the 88.6. So if you want to take a scalp with me, that would be where you'd want to enter. Again, this is just for training. This is not financial advice. So we are going to look for some big pips with only small risk. And so let's say you popped it right there. Your risk could be right here. And then we're targeting below this double bottom. And there's your 3 to 1 before you take your first TP1 and leave your runner. So there's your 88.6. Now we need this to hold. This is the time where it needs to hold. needs to hold. We are getting the RSI pushing a bit higher. Let's go to the 3 minute, and the RSI is pushing higher. So there was no news today. Or if there was, there's no red folders today. So I don't expect a whole hell of a lot. And that's another reason why maybe do this sniper strategy in the morning time will be successful for us to grab some pips. I took an L yesterday, so I'd like to just make back some of that L. And if I can jump in here and do a little scalping before I go, I'm willing to do that. I'm not trading big time today. I've got to take my daughter to school, and then I'm taking the boat out and going fishing with the, go have a good time today. It's Friday. So yeah, that's it. So there's liquidity to be taken. There's our 88.6. Now I understand we're going against momentum. Momentum is very strong here, so that we do not have that in our favor. But what maybe before we see a break, it needs to come down and clear this momentum, this liquidity here, right? So it came down. It gave us a double bottom, which is usually prime time target for breaking new highs. There is a lot of consolidation in this area, which it's getting into now. It's back and forth order blocks. Let's see if we can just reject and clear this liquidity and then pop off. And then, yeah, that's all there is to do. We'll look at gold real quick because I am in a gold trade, and there is a possibility that there's another entry coming up pretty soon. So that's 30.30, excuse me, Goldie. So again, guys, on the gold chart we marked up, we've been marking up the last couple of days. This was the area here that I wanted to see break. Not necessarily that low. Actually, in fact, I think I had it kind of like here, right about there. So this is the area that it's either going to retest and fall, or it's going to break up here into our sell zone. I have another limit sitting up here and then smash through. So I'm in a trade that's like down in here area. So if it smashes through, I'll grab some pips. But the real trade for me, the real entry, the real position is right there. It's a larger stop loss. It is what it is because I'm looking for a larger TP, which is down into this area and then start to leave your runners past that. So it's not the best P&L in the world, but yeah, you can see here. I keep saying the trend line, and I keep moving the trend line, and I've done this in the past, and I've said this in the past, that every time I draw a trend line, and I'm not a huge trend line trader, but if I draw the trend line to this dot right to there, or if I draw it to there, or if I draw it to there, it never works. It's always the lowest of all the low wicks. And I tell myself that every time I draw a trend line, I make it too tight. It's always the lowest one, no matter what. I know. I'm constantly messing this up myself. But it's not that wick. It's not this wick and this bottom. It's always the lowest one. For some reason, that's the one that always holds. So as you can see now, it did break trend. Okay. So if we wanted to do the same sniper strategy on this, we'd actually be entering here pretty soon. So if we look at this formation, we have a high. We now have a lower low, break of trend, break of there. Man, I might just enter another gold trade right now. Okay, look, guys. There's our fib, top to bottom. It did not hit the 78.6, but it is overbought. Maybe we should just be a little bit more patient. There's the liquidity that it took it out. Okay, so we're on this run. If we come into the 5-minute, there's the top, but we don't have divergent yet. So perhaps today we just be a little more patient. Top, there is getting higher there. Let's see if we can catch a third touch. One more third touch to 78.6, and then we'll look for that entry right there. So that 78.6 entry is going to be 2030. We'll call it 2030 flat. We're not going to get crazy with the pips. Actually, we'll call it 2031 flat, 2031, and then 2036. That's the 50 pip that I like to see. Okay, let's do that. I said I wasn't trading today, and here I am fucking scalping. Oh, is that the right? Did I just do that right? Okay, let me new template. Template new. Zoom. Let me just type it in. 2031. There it is. 2031 flat. 2031. Stop loss is 2036. Take profit. I'm just going to put 2000 flat right now. And then I can come back and dial that in a minute. Yeah, 2000 flat's fine. I just called that off the top of my head, and it seems to be okay. Okay, so there's our top to bottom. I'm going to go just a hair below 2031 because of the fibs. So I'm going like 2030, 2030 and a half, something like that. And then my stop loss is going to be 2036, almost 2037. Again, it's not like is for some reason, it's not as when I do this dot to dot, the dots are covering up most of my stuff. So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna put my TP at 2004. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully we'll get into this other gold, get this gold snipe here. And Nasdaq did not hit my stop loss, but it's fucking close. So here's the turnaround. So hopefully you guys are a little more patient than me. You got in closer to the 88.6 and then you're already in profit. I am not in profit because I pulled the trigger early, like I said. So there it is. There's our snipe. Hopefully the snipe entry. Man, if this is the snipe entry for the day and this sucker just runs, dude, how cool would that be? I'm just gonna put my TP down at 17496. If that hits, it's like 15%. It's not gonna hit. Not today. There's just no, there's no catalyst. There's no gigantic news to do that. Now look, guys, look, there it goes. Right? There it goes. So there's our sniper strategy. We have an entry. We're in profit. Let's see this thing come down in target liquidity. Where's our Goldie? And then we haven't been triggered on Goldie yet. Okay, so we'll just put gold right here. Our entries at the 78.6. Right there. Right, I don't care what the TP is, whatever, I don't care. There it is. This is what I'm looking at now. There it is, guys. There's our entry. There's our snipe for the day. My dumbass is just now getting into profit. Yeah, I'm just now getting into profit because I shot my bullet too early. It's all good. But see, now this is the thing that's different. On my broker, that's like a clean double top. So there's the difference between the broker and TradingView is, that's not the 88.6. Not even close. See how this is rejecting on TradingView right at the 88.6? My broker's way up here to clean double top. So, it's not always the same. It's definitely not always the same. So marking up the charts on TradingView is great. I love it. Everyone loves it. But that doesn't mean shit because how many times have I lost trades but hit stop loss on my broker or whatnot and it doesn't hit on TradingView or vice versa? It doesn't give me an entry when my broker gave me an entry. That was it was a prime example of NASDAQ the other day when I was looking at this 78.6 and it did not give me an entry, so I never got to the trade on theirs. It did not. On my broker, it did. And if I was paying attention to my broker, I would have been in that long right there. And fuck me. As you can tell, that's a lot of pips, dude. Because the target would have been clearly, TP1 would have been clearly been this top right there. And so I missed out on all 643 of those pips. It is what it is. It happens. And, I remember when I was a newer trader, I was like, the market's never going to move this much. That was the move of the century. No, it's not, dude. The market moves 1,000 pips all the time, 600 pips all the time. It's not the move of the century. So, overbought now. We came down. I don't know if this is going to do the 3 touch. So, there it is. There is the slightly higher as the price got higher. So, that's not technically divergent anymore, but it's damn close. Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. The kid was screaming in the background, and my wife is on a meeting, and I'm supposed to be helping, but you know how that goes. All right, so let's just double check. All right, Goldie's just screwing around. NASDAQ, we have an entry here, and I mean, if we come down really into these fibs, so this is what I was going to show you guys. So we're playing the 5-minute fib, but if we look at this, I can just tell right here, like fib, retracement. Okay, so now we start the new fib here. We're looking for the next high above this. That's a double top. It'd be this one. Okay, now is that a good retracement? We need to check that one. This is how I would do this. Okay, draw it top to bottom. Is that a 50%? That's a 50% right there. Okay, let me zoom in so maybe you guys can see this. Okay, guys, there's a 50 right there, right? So now what? So we draw from this bottom to the next high, which is right here. Right there. We drag it over. There's a 50% right there. Okay? So now we drive one from here. You can obviously tell that that one's a 50%. Right? So this is the bottom right there, the double bottom. Okay, there's the top. Right? The bottom is right there. Top's right there. And there's a 50%. So then we need to draw this one, which is right here. So this is the other fib, guys. So here's our latest buy fib. Let me get it back in the picture. So this is how we can draw these fibs on the smaller time frame and find scalps. Because I mean, if we were trying to scalp, look at how many wins that was. That was 1 win, 2 wins, and we had 4 or 5 scalp wins right there in a row, right? So then it popped off from here and it hasn't given us a good retracement. Well, actually, that was it right there. There's your 50% double bottom retracement right there. So now that this is a double bottom, I'm targeting this area as liquidity now. So we're trying to find, so on the bigger time scale, we're looking for this fib retracement. This gave us a double bottom. It did not technically break structure yet, but we're hoping that this is now the lower high right here. So then, let me delete this and clear this up. Let me delete all this other stuff. So we know that we're in the sell zone right up here on the bigger fib. It came in here, it tapped, it gave us a double bottom, gave us a clear target for liquidity. We're hoping that this holds right here. So we're already in our first entry. There's no reason for us to pop another one. But there it is. There's your 78.6 entry, right? There it is right there for another sell entry. Now, we know that this is double bottom, so there's going to be our first target. But really, our target is going to be this 236 and this 618 because here's the 88.6. So when we pop this first 88.6 right there, our first target should be this right here. The 61.8, which is the extension on that, which is also the 88.6 on this buy. Now, once it hits right here at this price, I'm going to take off the majority of my profit and leave that runner. We're scalping, so it's just going to be a micro for me. And then we're going to leave that runner all the way down. So hopefully this is the new lower high. It's in our zone. It's in our multiple fib zone. It's in our bigger sell. It's in our micro fib, our 1 minute sell zone. Let's see if we can't get a push down, guys. So it makes sense. This is how you can build the fibs, right? You would want to come out to like the higher time frame, like for this instance on a 5. You want to come out to the 5, and you see the break of structure here. We've been over this in the first call, but on the first few minutes, we see the break of structure. We see liquidity on both sides. Double bottom price is going to target this, which it did. We see our fib up here. We got into our fib zone. We got into our sell. Now we're looking to sell off to come down and clear this out. But we don't know when that's going to happen. So if you're on the 5 minute for your initial setup, you'd want to come down to the 1 minute and actually look at the charts and see if we can't find this stuff. So we built the fibs all the way up to here, which is our sell zone. We're in this buy fib, but we're really in the sell fib on the bigger side. So we had to come down, double bottom. There it is. We are getting lower in price, but this price is also lower, but it's not by much. Okay, we had this is not divergent, but it's damn close. I mean, it's just giving us the sense that maybe this is a turnaround. It's not picture perfect with the divergence and whatnot, but but everything's seeming to line up, especially since there's this double bottom that left right here, which is going to be the target for liquidity. Also, if we look at really closely, we're on the 1 minute now. We can see that these candles right here do not have wicks. Right, that's a kissing candle with no wick. This candle here has no wick, which is right on the 88.6. That's giving me confirmation that it's going to come back down and tap these. Now, these are what I call version candles. This has been retraced. This candle's been retraced. This came up and retraced majority of that move. So there's a small little gap in there, which is with the double bottom. Okay, so it's giving me confirmation that this is going to come back down and at least hit this kissing candle, if not this kissing candle. Hopefully it's this one, because that's where the 61.8 in our TP is, right? There's no wick on these candles right there. So if you like playing the fair value gap kind of a thing, you'll notice that from the top of this wick, there is no other wicks until right there. That would be kind of like your fair value gap area right there. So this is the game we play. And we get down to the 1 minute charts and see if we can't start to find these moves. And also too, like if you were to get real crazy, you know, this was our previous low. You know, it's already hit. Everything's already hit TPs. All these TPs have been hit except for this last bull push. Obviously, not all of the fibs can hit TPs because then it would never stop. So it has to break and turn around at some point. We're hoping that's the point. Got 6 people in here. What's up, all 6 people? Drop some comments in there so I know who's in here with me today. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by, guys. This is the scalping. All right, so we're scalping. I know there's 6 people in here, then 2 of them left. I don't know what else they got going on, but that's up to them. So this is the 61.8, and look, it's turned around. So I don't think it got all the way to our 78.6 on this trade right now, but maybe it's not done yet, guys. There's the top. There's the second. Right? Maybe it's just building up for a push, and then if we look at the fibs on this side, you know, we've got this guy here. This 61.8 matches up, but really it's probably going to come all the way down to here. But it broke this trend line already, so we're hoping this thing just melts. So it's not there yet. We're paying more attention to non-stock because we are in trades on non-stock. So this fucker needs to melt. This liquidity, this volume is just ugh. Guys, when it's volumes like this on NASDAQ on a 1 minute, just pack your shit and go home, which is I'm about to do. I'm just killing a little bit of time this morning trying to find an entry, which I did. I didn't catch the best entry. I got in a bit early. I'll be honest with you. I'm in drawdown right now, and it is what it is. Again, I'm risking like 1% on this trade, so nothing crazy. And the problem with the dots, man, is I love the dots, but sometimes you don't know where the end of the candle is. Is the end of the candle in the middle of the dot? Is the end of the candle at the beginning of the dot? Where the fuck is the end of the candle? So I know where to draw my fibs. It's something I do not know. After all these years of using this broker, and see, if I draw it, for all these years using this broker, I can't tell. I kind of just need to get rid of the dots, to be honest with you. I don't use them anyways. Let me just get fucking rid of these dots. Oh, how do we do that? Let's click on the dot. Okay, here we go. Lifelines off. Swing markers off. No more dots. Okay. No more dots. All right. It just helps better if I just do it on TradingView, because again, we're scalping, so I'm not using fucking gigantic. I'm not using gigantic values. So here we go. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. There's the top. When the dots are there, you don't. This is all. There's all this shit's obstructed. So again, I got in a little bit early, guys, on that. It's okay. And this is another thing, difference. You see how this is a perfect double top, right? On TradingView, it's not. It's not a perfect double top. We come back out to the 5 minute. Stupid thing. Okay, let's scale it up. Come across. On the 5 minute, it did not double top. If we draw a horizontal line right there at these tops, it's not a double top. You see that there's a difference right there in your broker and trading view. Not a double top, not even close. I mean, it's close, but it's not like obvious, right? So again, we're just screwing around in this 88.6 fib zone. Let's come back down to the 1 minute to see if we can figure out why is it screwing around. So top, double bottom. We're hoping this was the lower high, but since it did not set a new lower low, I'm not convinced. I think this is going to break now. This is what, I mean, if we were playing it risky, which we were, we went ahead and entered. If we were playing it safe, you'd want to see this double bottom, this come up, and then break, right? And then break, and then we pull the fib out and we catch that second leg. That is the safer way. You either can draw it from there to there, or you draw it from here to there, right? And you catch that second leg. So we're being, of course, a little more risky because we're not waiting for all these confirmations like I should be waiting for. But it's okay. We're not over leveraged. I do see this double bottom. I do think it's going to get taken out, and I do see these candles down here with no wicks on them and that fair value gap. So again, for me, this is the target right here. That's the fair value gap, and actually you could even extend it up to the bottom of that sell candle. So and then let's just see, like, if this is the fib, right? Pretty close right there. It's right inside of our buy zone. So our buy zone would be right there. We need this thing to fucking turn around. This does not need to break this high. If this breaks this high, we're probably going to go to stop loss. And we're really close to it. So hopefully that's the double top right there on this little move. And it's pushing, of course. It needs to reject right here. This is it. This needs to be set the double top that needs to reject. And if it sets this as a double top and rejects, that means it's just going to come back up and hit it in a little bit. So it's giving me further clues that not to hold this runner forever. It's going to come down here to this area, clear this double bottom, and then smash through that double top. It's going to keep climbing. And that would be, if we're on the 30-minute, that would probably be all-time highs. So either we're watching all-time highs get set up now, or we're seeing this, which people would call a W. Not my favorite W in the world because this part is right there so small. But, I mean, that's the double bottom W that people look for. Again, I would rather have seen this type of a W, but it is what it is. And this fucker needs to reject right now. If it doesn't reject right now, it's going to hit my stop loss because we're within a few pips anyways. Like 10 pips away or so. This needs to reject right now. Look, price is higher and the RSI is lower. So that is technically divergent. There it is. So this needs to reject right now. There's your divergent. How many people? You guys putting anything in the chats on this? I'm not supposed to be trading today. All 11 people. Thank you, all 11 people. Throw something in the chat so I know who's in here, guys. So basically, guys, if you're just not joining, I see that we have some more people come in. I don't really see any moves, any good big moves on the higher time frames on any of these pairs, except for maybe gold. If we come back out, let's say the 2 hour on US30, I mean, how are we gonna try to find the top of that? You're gambling at this point on that. The Nasdaq's the same thing. The 2 hours, we're right here in the double top area. Like if we hide all this shit, the Nasdaq is right here, the double top. So we can play the double top. But if it breaks this double top, we're in no man's land because we're at all-time high. There's nothing we can do. Not only is this the top and this is the top, but now look, it's coming back up and trying to retest this little area. So that's why we're scalping and try to catch this and try to catch it all the way down. The way I like to look at this is liquidity, right? This came down. This is liquidity. That's the target. It came up. Let's see if it will hold this as resistance. That's the way my strategy goes. This isn't the prettiest of it because of this momentum. With all this momentum, I don't think it's going to hold. And if we look, this is what true liquidity looks like. When it tinkers down, give me a 1 leg, a 2 leg, a 3 leg, it's screwing around and then hits and then rockets off. That lets me know that it picked up all the liquidity that it needs to break all-time highs. And we were shorting yesterday, and I shouldn't have been. And I knew, you're trying to find these entries because this, this big wick could always get retested and go. I mean, it's not uncommon for, a big move down and then it pulled back up. So vice versa, this big push up, it could have pulled back down. We are in a bull market. We're going against it. It is what it is. But I don't see any. This is the only pair, right there. I don't see anything on 30. And so we also go to gold. We do have trade opportunities on gold because we're in this consolidation. We have structure, right? So what we've done is we've drawn a bigger fib from top to bottom, from up there to down there. We see that ultimately we want to get up here. We also see that this area right here is a huge liquidity zone because of these tops. So I'd really like it to come in here. But if we get down into like the smaller time frames and we look at what's happening right now, I also have this little purple box right here, right? And what that's just marking is this top, this top, this top, that top, all this bottom. This is a clear support resistance zone at that price. The price is right about the 2030 mark. Okay, so psychological level, it's not a quarter point, but it is what it is. And again, it's pushing up, it's pushing up, it's pushing up. That lets me know that it hasn't gotten, it's coming back for liquidity. Because once it catches liquidity, it does this. It drops off the face of the planet. So we're hoping that this market is coming up to take out any of these people that were selling in here. All right, the banks have got their money. Now they're putting buy order in, Let's see this thing come up, hopefully get into our sell zone and tank off. So I do have a position now in this area. I'm probably in just a bit of drawdown, which is no big deal because my stop loss is way up top. And then I do have a larger full position sitting here at 2048, which is a 78.6 in the fib. So gold, it did break trend in multiple areas. It broke trend right here. It broke trend through the trend line there. This could very well sell off. So if we look at the trend if we look at the strategy on the big time frame, it also works on the small time frames. And so this is what we have here. We have this as consolidation, right there, and we have liquidity sitting above, right in this area, and we have liquidity sitting below. Okay, so what did it do? The market came down, broke this bottom, and broke these bottoms, which is liquidity. It grabbed that liquidity. That gave it enough fuel, enough momentum to come up here and to break these tops. I just don't think it's done. I want to see it come up a little bit higher to our fib zone, our 78.6, get into this little bit of buy candles that are here, and then turn around and sell off. Okay, so I am in an entry now. I have one entry sitting right there. And then I have the other entry sitting way up here in case all that fails. Because I'm not sitting in on the charts all day today. I'm actually about to leave here in a little bit. So that's what I'm looking at on gold. Let's see if we can't get this top right here. It's already busted. That top's already popped through. But again, I don't think it's done because of this right here. Because of these two candles sitting right there. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Because look, that got in. That wick got into those two candles. So perhaps I'm wrong. It's not on the 30-minute. It's not overbought. So I'm still thinking this is going to come up. The market's not even open yet, but I'm willing to play this 78.6 right there. Of course, our stop loss is always at 10%. So if we're getting in at 2030, our stop loss is 2036. Again, it's a 60-point stop loss. I'm totally cool with that. I'd love that. I'd much rather prefer that than this gigantic ass stop loss that I have for this big trade up here, which again is up here, 78.6, but then, your stop loss has to be way up. So it is what it is on that one as well. So we'll come in to the 15-minute and we'll just kind of scope out and see what this is doing. But that's our entry for today is right there. Takes out liquidity, gives us one more push up. That's kind of a one push. This is not a really good retracement at all. Second push, retracement. Let's see if we can get a third and go. What is this fucker doing? Just breaking the highs? Sure is. And did it break my stop loss? Probably. Yeah, it just tapped my stop loss just now. So it's okay. Again, we're not over leveraged, so it is what it is. It's just not done. This double bottom was the move that it needed. So we really need to wait for this internal structure to break. All right. We are divergent now. Let me look at it and see what it looks like on the broker. So on the broker, right, 30-minute, delete that. It's setting all-time highs. On the broker, it's all-time highs. On TradingView, it is now, because that blue line earlier was all-time highs. So let's delete all this shit. Okay. It's just one of these things, man. The market's just going. Nothing we can do about it. We're trying to short, but you know, you're not going to make a very good living if you just continuously try to short a bull market with this much momentum all day long. So in this situation, we just need to be more patient. So there it is. There's right at all-time highs. It's just going. Let's just delete all this. Delete all this shit. We need to start over. So if you're the double topper kind of person, I just don't know where you put your stop loss. I mean, the only logical explanation would be from there to here, and then you put your stop loss right there, right? 10% of that downward move. But in reality, this was the fib right there, and it retraced, and then so your next fib would have been right there, and it's already hit stop loss. So in reality, that's not even, you know, it is what it is. This is a bull market. There's nothing we can do about it. We should have bought. I did not catch the entry because, again, my trading view and my broker, two different things. So I was waiting for the 78.6, 88.6 entry. It never hit. On my broker, it did hit, and I did not catch that fucking entry. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Where's Goldie? We need this fucker to push. And now we're going to get this 3-tier down, 1 leg, 2 leg, 3-tier down into this little buy area. Then hopefully it buys up and gets us into our trade. Well, guys, I don't know what else to say. If you're going to try to short NASDAQ, this is what you should do. If you're going to try to short it, is be more patient, unlike me. Let's reset. Okay, guys. This is structure then. We could do the trend line thing if you like. But really what I want to see is this low, this double bottom right here, this technically triple bottom. I want to see this get broken. Okay? So then, once that gets broken, wherever that may be, it needs to get broken. It needs to close down here. We can fib that move, right, somewhere up in this area, and then sell it. We're not gonna. Fuck, I want to sell it right now, dude. Look at that. Look at that divergent. I'm not gonna get caught up in this fucking sell, get smashed, sell, get smashed, sell, get smashed game. I'm not gonna do it. So today we're gonna be fucking patient. And it needs to break. It needs to come up, and then we'll look at it. US30. I don't give a shit about 30 right now. It's off to the moon. 1 push, 2 push. Let's see if we can get one more third push down, and then we can go. So if you look at the same thing on gold, let's delete these fibs. Delete all this shit. Okay, so delete this. So the same thing is kind of playing out on gold, right? If this is our fib from here, did not touch the 78.6. It didn't touch it. 1 push, 2 push. Let's see if we can get a third push, and then maybe we'll buy this back up, and then we just leave runners, just protect and see how far up it'll run. Well, actually, I guess we could technically take a. Yeah, I mean, look, if we take a TP right here at 2030, that'd be right into our sell zone. So let's see if we can get this third push down. We'll buy. So again, this basically the same concept, guys. This is liquidity. Okay, we're wanting the market to come down, take out the liquidity, because this is also that block right there. Get into our fib zone, which should be the 78.6, but then there's also this little bit of last sell candle right there, which is right where that sell candle is. Right? So let's see if we can get into that. We'll buy. 8 people in here. I don't see one. Oh, Colton. Yeah, Colton. I'm just basically screwing around, killing time before I take my daughter to daycare. So if this hits the 88.6, let me just go ahead and get that ready. I'm going to buy it up. 1 minute. Damn, it almost hit my sell too. So close to hitting my sell. So this is, okay, so this is where I need to stop being fucking stupid. Let me just put a new template on here. All right, so our fib in this situation is from there. I'm going to start marking this stuff up and just doing it on my broker. Again, we're sniping and scalping, so I'm not going to use a super huge stop loss. But this is kind of why I don't like these dots right now. But I guess it does kind of help me because this dot is where my fib is on my trading view, right? So I guess that's kind of helpful. Well, to be honest, I think my dot is on this part of the trading view. We'll use this one. Fuck it. Excuse me. We'll use this one. That's not the worst decision because that is also right into that order, into that block of there, and we'd want it to hold this swing. So we'll use that. 1 push down, 2 push down again. First push. This is why I don't like fucking charts. First push up, second push up. We're looking for the third push right to our 88.6, and then go. Right. So let's just do this. We can draw that. We can put it right there. We'll see if it gets hit. Again, it's Friday. I'm not trading the big account. I'm scalping on a small account with small stop losses, small entries. I don't give a shit. I'm just basically killing time till I take my daughter, and then I'm taking the boat out, waiting for my buddies to get here. My buddies should be getting here in the next 15, 20 minutes. So we're not going to be trading very long. We do have market open in 12, 13 minutes. Let's see if we can catch this, dude. 1, 2. Let's see if we can catch this nice little fib retracement and continue on this buy. Because if we keep looking back, it's just, I mean, technically we should be selling, but this did break. That did break, but you could see that as the liquidity that it broke above. Right? So this is the game you've got to just get, you got to get dialed into where the markets are. Again, that's where my sell limit is, as you can see, 78.6, and it didn't hit. Also, I see the smaller TP that pushed up it did not hit its TP. So I'm comfortable with coming down, buying here. Let me explain this. I'm comfortable. So this from here to there, it did not hit the TP. Okay. So it did take out the liquidity and take out this order block, got into the bottom of this one, and now it's selling off. So I'm hopefully it's going to sell off. This would be the retracement of the first leg, and then push back up to hit this TP and get us into our sell, which is also tapping into these candles right here, those last buy candles, and then it'll come around and reverse and come all the way down to the TPs on this sell side from there to there. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can get it. This is the scalping. You've got to have, with the scalping, for me, it's all about the fibs. I don't care about any other indicators. The RSI does help for looking at divergent. And it's also a lot of understanding candle formations and looking at the candles. For example, we see this candle here, the no wick on top, no wick on bottom. They basically just bought off and did not let these sellers get out of any sells. They're selling, and then it said, "Yoop, out of here." So I'm thinking this market is going to come back down, at least relieve these guys here, these people here, before it pushes back up. And then we have the 1 push, we have the 2 push. This would be the 3rd push down. We get it into our fib zone and turn around and buy it back up. So we're, even if you're scalping, you need to come in and have these Elliott waves, have these fibs, have this recognition of candle structures and where you think the market needs to go. And on the same token, right, we look at this. Look at that fair value gap. There's no wicks down here. Okay, we had a little consolidation, then it took right back off. So this would be an area right there that I would like to take TP, which is right by the 236 on that big fib, because that would be the previous resistance, and then it took off. We could see how the double tops right here. See, and then see how these double bottom. See, this is the bottom, this is the top. So that is a little area that we also should be looking at. Right? This little area right inside there. And perhaps, and I don't know, but perhaps if we start drawing the fibs on the other side, that would be a TP area. So 10 people in here. Thanks, all 10 people. Please like, please subscribe. And it's going to be a slow day, guys. We don't have any We don't have any news. Market opens in 10 minutes. I'll be scalping here for the next few minutes, and after that, I'm gone. I have to leave. And I basically told myself this morning I wasn't even trading. Look at NASDAQ go. This is why we don't play the fucking catch game. This is why we took our shot. We saw something. We were playing the double top, and then it took off and left, and then we're not going to mess with it no more. We need to see it break. We need to see everything else. We're not even a point of messing with it. And 30 and 32. 30 is gone. 30 is leaving. That's an 8 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. There's nothing. There's no structure. There's nothing we can go off of. It's just bullish. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's nothing we can do about it. Just let it go. If you're not in buys, it's too fucking late. And if you're trying to sell, you have nowhere to put your stop loss because you don't know where the top is. You have no structure to go off of. So the trade was yesterday. The news was yesterday. There was no news today. And if you didn't catch it yesterday, then this is why you say there's not trades every day. You can't trade every day. And on gold is the only thing that even has some sort of structure that we could go off of. And we're looking for liquidity, this and that. So we can trade gold. This is why I like to have 3 different pairs, gold, NAS, and 30. If NAS isn't giving me a setup, 30 is not giving me a setup, look at gold, or vice versa. Give me 1 second. I hear my daughter apparently choking on something in the background. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Sorry, guys, back. Okay. So everything on there. Hello. Okay. We seem to be good. As you can see, we're just waiting for this. So this is the retracement of that second leg. So first leg, the second leg would have been here. Okay. There's the liquidity that's targeting. It needs to come back up here and hit this 78.6. And then let's see if we can make this new bottom. Again, so I mean, if you're really scalpy, I guess you could be taking trades in this area right here. Let's see if we can get to 78.6 though, because this is setting up a double, which will be the target coming back up on the buy side. But if it breaks it and gets to 78.6, it will not be a target. I guess technically it would be, because we'd have this other, we'd have this right here. We either have that, or we would have the 78.6 as the double target right there, the double. So we're just going to take a look at that. We'll just be watching that. If it leaves it here and it continues down, then that is definitely going to be taken out once we get into these buys. Again, we do have this as our buy limit right here. If you're just not joining us, we do have a buy limit set right there. And our target is back up higher on the 78.6 on the higher end. So let me draw the fib back. I use the dot in this situation. If you're the Carbon Capital guys, you have the dots. I suggest you guys, if you like the dots, which really helps you with the swing markers, they have other great lifelines, and they do have an EA. Let's just talk about the EA real quick. All right, so this is the only broker that I know that does this. So basically what you can do with Carbon Capital is you can set up a trend line from, let's say, this dot to this dot, okay? And then you could right-click on this trend line, and you can say sell, like this. Or you can say buy, but in this situation, it would be sell, right? Let's just lock that trend line in. Once this, let's just do it. Let's just go up here to tools, and let's go to properties. Let's click on, nope, wrong one. Tools, options, allow rhythmic trading. Okay, now you see how it's a little blue hat? Look, it's telling me, it just gave me an alert, potential sell now. So technically, if I'd had it set up properly, I was thinking about this would have just taken a sell, right? So let's just do it. Let's just go to micro, just so we're, sell, show you. Okay, so that would have taken a sell because the candle closed on the bottom side of that trend line. Okay, so now what you can do is you can come in here and you can set this up. See, right now it sent me a signal. I can actually make it take the trade. Okay, Then push notifications true. It's going to alert me. It's going to alert me. Magic number. If you want to have more than one trend line on a chart, you just change the magic number. And that's how you say this is a buy, this is a sell, whatever. If you want to set in certain hours, a start hour or finish hour, like even though you only want to have these trades taken in like New York Open, you could do that. And that way you're not taking trades during London or Asian when the market's slow. Triggers is obviously trend line break, candle close. So right now that candle technically closed on the bottom side of the trend line, so it would have taken the trade. Or you can do candle open, which means as soon as the candle touches that trend line, it's in the trade. It's not waiting for the candle to close. And the same thing on the exit. You can set these trend lines up to now exit out of your trade, right? So this is how you can keep a runner going for a really long time because you set up the sell trend line. Pip gap protection. I had to think about how to explain that one. Trade management, take profit. Like if you want to set 100 pip hard profit or stop loss, you can do that there. Default stop loss. So once it hits your trade and gets you in, you can set it up to where the swing marker was. Like, oh, on just today, the week, or the previous day, you could say current day, and then you could set how many pips above or below the current day's high or low you want the stop loss to be put. Okay, so mine's right now at 50 pips above or below the current day. Pips to protect. So once it gets into 50 pips of profit, it then will move your stop loss at 10 pips of profit at break even, but in 10 pips. So at least you'll be making a profit. Pullback, if you want a pullback stop loss where it trails, and then you can tell it how many pips to trail. You tell it what time frame you want that to trail on, like candle closure on the 1 minute, right? If you tell it, if you want to take partials, you can tell it what risk size, either a lot size or a percentage size. As you see, those are mine there, right? And it also tells you when the line hit. It tells you what time it did down here at the bottom. So now it's in a trade, right? So let's just do the properties, and I'll show you guys. We'll do close. So if this candle touches this trend line, it'll close that trade from that sell we got in. So what you're supposed to do really is let's see. Let's say that this trend line sold, okay, and we sold right there, and we actually got the arrow backwards. But here we go. Okay, so let's say that we sold right there. Let's put the trend line back to where it was supposed to be at. Here, we sold right there, and now we're coming down. But you want to set a trend line on the opposite side. So this market will continue to run until you set the trend line on this side. Okay. So then the market, this trade will be in, and it will not close until the market breaks the trend line on this side. And then it will close your trade. We would label that trend line close, and then it would close it right here when it hits the trend line. In which case, if you're really clever, you could have another trend line sitting right there like this, and you could label that one buy. So as this one closes your profit in this one, you would label this one as buy, and then you would be in buys, and you'd set the other trend line on the vice. You keep doing this game back and forth with your trend lines. It's not particularly how I trade, but it is what it is. So I forgot and I accidentally deleted this trend line. So if we're going to come to here, let's label it close, and we'll see if we can get this trend line to close. So let's just lock that trend line in so I can't delete it. Once it hits here, it should close for us. I could change that to candle open, actually. Take my trade, candle open. There it is. So that way I'm not waiting for the candle to close on the bottom side of the trend line. As long as it hits the trend line, we're good to go. Man, this is fucking killing me. Look at the size of these 1 minute candles. This is fucking ridiculous. Market open. Come on. Give us something, for crying out loud. This is the slowest trading I can imagine. 7 people in here, right? 7 people are currently viewing. Guys, 7 people. Give me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what's your name. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know if you guys are snipers. If you're from the Bored Apes. If you're from the My Flash Funding. If you're from, give me a shout out. Let me know where you guys are at. Where you guys are from. Probably these 7 people are probably like my mom and my aunt just joining just to give me a watch. to give me fucking views. My mom, my brother, or something. They have no idea. They're just like driving around town listening, which is good. I need the fucking viewers. But anyways, guys, that's how that trend line whole thing works. And this just, God, where's the volume? Come on, for crying out loud. I can't remember watching a chart move so slow. It's actually just frustrating. What's NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ's pushing up, of course, and 30's gone as well. We're out of those trades. I'm not even messing with those no more. Took my shot, didn't hit, so it is what it is. 9 viewers. We got 2 more in here. What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. If you're just new, not joining us, we're basically just scalping gold. There's absolutely no volume. And NASDAQ, excuse me, and 30, they're just making all-time new highs, and there's no structure on the other side of that, so there's really no way to trade it. So this is why you tell people you don't trade every day. Sometimes you just got to sit in your hands. Those 2 markets are just going. There's no reason to try to catch that bull by the horns and continue to lose money. We don't know where the top is. And so if you're not in a buy already, then just sit on your hands and wait. This 61.8 fib is holding pretty strong on this damn thing. Of course, I wanted to see this thing come through and close and hit this trend line so I can show you the trend line close of the trade automatically, but it's being stubborn, and there's just no volume. This is when you guys can close your computer and walk away. There's no news today. The news that is here. What up, Cam? Oh, it's my brother's in here. What up, Cam? We're trading gold, Cameron, and we're trying to scalp gold because we're bored as shit, and there's just no market. There's just no momentum. So if this is going to push up from here, it's all good. We have a sell limit up here at the 78.6. Which would make sense because this is also the take profit on this buy side. So I have a few pips short of the 78.6. Just can't say once it gets cute and turn around before it gets there. What up, DC? Morning. Just watching chart myself the last 2 days. Yeah, I mean, DC, the fucking new vol. Well, yesterday, the trade was yesterday, man. At 9:45, whatever time it was when that second batch of news dropped. We were already in sales at that point, and we were hoping it was going to turn around. All the signals were there for us. The only thing I didn't really like was selling against all that momentum from the previous days. But, you know, we're trying to catch that bull by the horns and turn it around, and unfortunately it didn't work for us. I missed the buy on Tuesday by like a few pips. And I was explaining earlier that's the difference between looking at TradingView and taking trades versus your actual broker. My broker, that trade should have hit, and I would have been in massive profits. But I was looking at TradingView, and they're not the same, man. They're off by 20 or 30 pips, whatever it is. And, yeah, I missed the trade because I wasn't looking at both. And, you know, I'm not a huge limit person. I mean, I am a huge limit person, but I don't really like taking limits if I can manually do it. And so therefore, I was traveling on Tuesday, and I wasn't going to set a limit. I want to be able to take that trade manually, and I missed it. So here goes the sell-off now. And if it touches this candle right there, it should close. If the EA is working correctly, that should have closed that trade right there. Unless it has it on, like, candle close, which I could have swore I put it on candle open, trend line break, exit on candle open. So it should be closing that trade right now. I don't know why it's not. So maybe I need to go in and fiddle with the trend line. But again, I don't really use that EA because I'm not a trend line guy. But if you are a trend line guy, that's how you would use that. And I was hoping to show you guys it would close. All right, guys. Market's open. We have... Can you believe this? 0 volatility. How many minutes has this thing just been going sideways? I mean, from here, so for the last 11 minutes, we've had 0 volatility even through market open. What the F is this chart waiting on? All right, guys, I'm bored, and I'm going to go get my boat ready. I'm going out to the lake today, and so let me just come in here and just close this damn trade because I don't even have a stop loss set on this thing. Is it not going to let me close it? Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here and close this trade. All right. So the sell that I'm in, it's in 40 pips of profit. Close that. I have a sell limit. I have a buy limit. So I'm going to delete the buy limit. I have 2 sell limits, and I do not have a stop loss on the big one. So I'm just getting my shit dialed in. I'm going to make my overall stop loss 2065. Just give it a hell of a lot of room. 2065. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it. Goldie is down tanking like we expected it to. Normally, I would have had we did have a buy limit sitting right there that would have just triggered. But I'm not going to sit here and play this game anymore. This BS consult. I got shit to do. So I'm out. If you're trying to scalp, buy, and then wait for this sell up here at 2031. So, well, you know what? Screw it. Let's just buy right now, and I'll see if it holds true. I'm not even going to set a stop loss. I'm not going to set nothing. I'm going to go do what I got to do. I'm going to reset my template. I'm going to come into the 1 minute. I'm going to close this. And then, all right. So I just bought right there. And then my TP, I'm going to set right here, which is my entry for my sell. And then I should put my stop loss right down there somewhere. All right, guys, that's it. Call it a day. You guys have a good one.